For my Unit 7 project on picking an influential person in the late 1800s to early to mid 1900s, um, I picked someone who I knew nothing about, and his name was Louis Brandeis. Thinking about influential people in this time, it's easy to come up with people like Martin Luther King Jr., Harriet Tubman, Rosa Parks, the presidents of that time, and countless others. However, I found this man fascinating for many reasons, uh, a couple of them being how he helped build the first unions, how he was instrumental in the first strikes that took place, how he fought against uh, the government, became part of the government, and still fought for the people. For this reason, he was known as the people's lawyer. He was born in Kentucky to a Jewish family. He graduated high school at the age of 14 and started attending a college in Kentucky. His father then moved them over to Germany, where he lived for a short time, came back, and enlisted or enrolled in Harvard University in 1875. He graduated at the top of his class at the age of 20, and I find this astonishing, especially being a working adult going through school now. This shows great drive on his part and a very smart individual. Uh, when he graduated from Harvard, he started a small law firm called Warren and Brandeis with a fellow graduate from Harvard. The main focus here with this law firm, was to fight against big business, to the point where he was able to draft two laws that got eventually passed. One was the Clayton Antitrust Act, and the other was the Federal Trade Commission Act. The Clayton Antitrust Act was to promote competition amongst big businesses or businesses in general, as well as give people the right to peaceful protest against these businesses. This is where the initial or original strike came from, to help people get better working conditions, better pay, better benefits. The other part that I liked about Louis Brandeis was the fact that he was not afraid to fight against the government itself, even when he was part of it. In 1916, he was appointed to the Supreme Court by President Woodrow Wilson. This started a 23-year career um, that spanned multiple presidents. The main part of this that I took away, or the main parts, I should say, were the two major cases that he was involved in, which was Whitney versus California and Olmstead versus the United States. These two cases involved the thought of the government not going into people's private lives, and that people should have the right to a private life. The other part is when President Franklin D. Roosevelt took office and implemented the New Deals Act. Brandeis thought that this was for the most part good, but that a president should not have unchecked power without or with cause because of economic reform or recovery. Brandeis was able to be influential in making sure that that the checks and balances were still in place, and and that the president was kept in check. It is for all of these reasons that I found Louis Brandeis as one of the most influential, unheard of people that helped develop the modern society that we have in the United States. He was instrumental in many different facets, and the fact that we can still find laws and acts that were enacted and written by him show that he was one of the most important people of that time. Thank you for watching my video, and I hope you learned something.